Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning in sunny South Africa. Very windy Monday morning. I had a lot of people ask me on Saturday when we featured our online class where we got this beautiful bronze lace. So I thought this morning I'd do a quick inset and show you how we actually did the bronze lace. I couldn't find bronze lace that was the color I wanted it. So, like we did last week, we created it. Move her out the way quickly so that I can show you what we in fact did. If you remember, we cut up this lace last week into 16 or 18 usable pieces that can be used in miniatures. Now you'll see I have loads of this lace, about 300 meters, so I'm going to be featuring this lace probably for the rest of my life, and I'll still have enough to go to heaven with. I tried spray paint was my first option, and it didn't really work for me because the spray paint welled up in the little holes. I tried fabric paint, and the problem with fabric paint is that it needs to seep into the fabric. This being a nylon polyester lace, we need to cover. In other words, the paint is not going to absorb into the actual fiber, it is going over the top of the fiber. If we were using a cotton lace, we could color it with anything, because cotton absorbs the color beautifully, but a nylon lace will not absorb the color. I managed to find a beautiful bronze paint. It's not actually a fabric paint, it is a screen printing paint in the perfect color. So I just used a nice hard brush, dabbed it in my paint, and I started painting it over. Now I'm using my brush to manipulate the paint through the lace, and what we'll end up with is in fact this lovely bronze. Where you see, once you sort of put it up, you'll see there are places where it hasn't gone through. All you do is you go back and put some more pigment on. And what we are basically doing is, you'll also find this will make the lace slightly stiffer, which makes it awesome for collars and things. Once we heat set it, you can in fact wash it. Go do this little piece quickly. So once I had painted my lace and let it dry thoroughly, I heat set it. To heat set the paint, ideally use a dry iron, not a steam iron. Place it on a piece of paper, put a piece of brown paper over it, and iron it. If you find that you've already shaped it and you've forgotten to heat set it, like I in fact did with this piece of lace, you can heat set it with a heat gun, which is used in the card industry, hobbies, or you can use a hairdryer. Just concentrate the heat for a couple of minutes and it will heat set itself. Luckily our dolls don't need to get lots of baths, so it should be alright if you haven't heat set it. I just want to share with you how we redid part of our Saturday class with a dress, and I promised the students I would do the dress without the edging we had in fact used on the machine. This was all machine done, which is why we ended up matching our collar to this color. But then I decided to do a second doll like that, just using material and the lace. And I just want to show you as far as I've got at the moment. Here is our dress. This bottom piece here is in fact this bottom piece of the lace there, being trimmed off. I cut my inserts and pasted them on, and just now when I put this onto the doll, I'm going to edge that insert with the top piece of the lace, and that I've just shown you now is in fact this very top piece here, cut in half. I also decided I wanted lace sleeves, so I have cut pieces of my lace up, and I have managed to cover the entire sleeve because that's where it'll, and can fold it up. I'm going to edge my sleeve as well, just to finish it off with another piece of that very top little bronze bit there. That's a double row, and I've in fact split the double row into singles, and that is where I have got this lovely fine scallop edge basically that will give me that finish. I looked at the dress and thought, how am I going to do the neckline on this particular one, and decided I would in fact use a piece of my bronze lace, and that is how my plunge neckline is going to be shortly when I put it onto a doll. So that gives you a basic idea of how we created the bronze lace, and not where we bought it. Can't wait to see what you do with it. Have fun. Bye.